everyone. Welcome. It's 12 o'clock. We go every Wednesday, and I have beautiful. You got to introduce yourself and tell them what do you do, and then we're going to take it from there.
Sure. My name is Karene Putney, and I am the founder of Etiquette Business Consulting Group, where we specialize in business etiquette and protocol.
Very interesting. Business etiquette. I love that. I love that. Tell me a little bit about that business etiquette. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's pretty much bringing the awareness of how individuals should present themselves in a professional settings. And, it's really important the way you dress, your mannerism, the way you speak, and just knowing the basics of how to respect and build solid relationship with the individual that you meet, or the company's presidents or employees or guests. That's pretty much, it's building positive relationship.
The reason I love this because I was in a hospitality business, a restaurant business, and how we present the table. And I love your thing that is like a plate and the forks and the knife.
Oh, yes.
It is so cool, but you are so right. Here's what it is that I always say this. As a woman entrepreneur, when we start our online businesses or we're in a business, especially when you don't make money at first, you're trying, you're going out there. A lot of time procrastination happens. A lot of time we get disappointed. It's like, okay, well, nobody's buying my products or services. So you know what I'm going to do? And we give ourselves a flexibility, or, we have to show consistency, but then we are like going back and we like, okay, very laid back. Like, okay, no, I don't have to get dressed to go Facebook. Like, I don't have to do this. And all those little things matters because you are positioning yourself as an expert.
Yes.
Even when nobody's watching you, people are, at first, I always tell my client this all the time. It don't matter who's watching you, who's not. First and foremost, if nobody's watching you, that's a perfect practice for you, just to go there and practice. Because if I tell you 100 people are watching you, trust me, you'll be nervous. You ain't gonna be that good, even if you try. But that's the process of a business. No matter what you do at first, it's really good idea to start slow, take your time, and like you said, learn the business, how to present yourself. How to represent yourself as an expert. So I love what you do, and this is why I chose you, because it's important for us to know as a woman that even if you are disappointed, if somebody's not buying your products and services, that's okay. Show up like if your business was making money.
Yes, and a little secret is to practice at home, where it becomes a habit. You don't think about it anymore. If you do it over and over, it literally gets embedded in your subconscious and it's automatic. So if you do it at home and it becomes a part of who you are, you don't think about it anymore. So I try to do that every day at home, even when I'm not presenting myself professionally. Beside the big hair, I try every day to get up as if I'm going to work or I'm meeting a client, and even going to the grocery store. Sometimes you feel like, I just throw on whatever, you just want to still put your best foot forward.
So important. And that's why I'm going to bring it back. So I created this group because Healing Woman is all about being there for each other, supporting each other, knowing that we all together. And that brings me back to discussion that me and you're going to have today is about your confidence as a woman, that, you got to love yourself. You got to feel good about yourself. You got to, dressing up for somebody is good, but for your own self, put yourself first to take care of your mind, body, and soul. And so today I want to discuss with you, because I want other ladies to see everybody's perspective on this, and see if we're all on the same page, or if we're doing something that you do that I have not done or somebody else have not done, so we can learn from each other, and we can be like, okay, you know what, that aspect that I did not look. And I want you to tell me a little bit about why it's so important that we have to get in touch with our spirit in order to heal ourselves from inside out. And what are some things that you do to practice, and when you have a rough time, or if when you go through something, how do you bounce yourself back?
Okay. Well, life hasn't always been sunshine and rainbow, believe it or not. I was born in Jamaica, and, unfortunately, I didn't have parents who you would consider as successful or had the education. So life for me was totally opposite, different, meaning that I wasn't exposed to, positivity and peacefulness or higher spiritual awaken. This started back in 2012, where for me, I've always been seeking higher guidance. As a child, I've always had that question. So it started when, after going through a terrible divorce and just, losing myself completely, I just felt like I was at my breaking point. And where do I go from here? So unexpectedly, I met this wonderful man who in that moment I felt the energy. It was a life-changing experience. And after just, I guess, just putting everything out there on the table, he said, you know what? I have the answer for you. And he brought me to the Barnes and Noble and gave me The Secret, the audio at the time. And I never heard of The Secret. What is this? And I popped it in my car. I'm like, at this point, anything to help my mind, because I was losing my mind, just losing myself. And I started to listen, and I said, this was different. This is focusing on the mind and bringing you awareness to higher spiritual awakened. And after that, I came across another great motivational, I guess, individual that I admire so much, Louise Hay. She's such an inspiration. And she said, change your thoughts and you change your life. And when I heard that, it seemed really easy. Just change your thoughts, you change your thinking. Well, it wasn't that easy at first, because what I understand is that the way you're brought up, your environment shapes your thinking, who you are. And you have these habits that are embedded in you, in your thoughts, your neurons for so many years. It's like a chain that's just pulled together and it's hard to break. So I struggle with, changing my thinking, having peace, because of so much chattery that goes on in your thoughts. You're basically your own self thoughts. And I was dedicated to change my life, not just for myself, but for my 4 daughters, who at the time, if I didn't change my life, they would have suffered. And I knew what I've been through, and I didn't want that future for them. So I was willing to do whatever it takes to work hard every day to re-change my life. And it starts by, first of all, believe in yourself. Just find that moment, that place where you could say, okay, I'm going to give credit to myself. If I'm still alive, there's hope. So you start out with affirmation. In the beginning, it might not seem truthful at the time, but just start little by little every day. Start saying, I love myself. I believe in myself. I'm willing to change. Start doing those little affirmations every day. And before you know it, they say it takes about 21 days to start a new habit. It could be longer. And especially when it's a lie in the beginning, because you're like, my life doesn't reflect what I'm saying. But if you keep telling yourself a lie or something over and over, your mind starts to believe it. And before you know it, you start to feel like, okay, I'm feeling a bit better. And that started to change. So with affirmations and having a partner or a spouse, a mentor, someone in your corner that values you, see your true potentials, love you and care about you, to cheer you on, to motivate you, to say, Karene, you got this, you can do this. So you need a support team, you need a partner, a friend, someone that is dedicated, willing to help you along the journey. Affirmation, separating yourself from negativity. One of the hardest things I had to do was breaking apart away from my immediate family's friends that I have grown up with all my life knew, because I wasn't growing. And it was that heavy weight that was holding me down. It was so hard. It's like choosing the red pill, the blue pill, going down that rabbit hole. I literally had to make that choice, because I was at a place in my life where I had nothing to lose. So why not give this new path a chance? And I did. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me, because I had to unlearn everything that was taught to me based on my past and retrain my mind to become a better person. You have to read literally every day, seek knowledge every day. for me, I was never a reader. I never had a desire to read, to get involved in, listening to podcasts or talk radio. It was always like, I need music, music, music. But I realized even with music, there's certain vibration that it could keep you low, keep you high, but I still needed to hear the talk, the word, the message. So I encourage people to really look deeper within their self, pray. If you don't know how to pray, if you don't know what to pray for, just speak out in the sense of knowing that someone is hearing you. Because what I've always said to myself, okay, before I am here, there are thousands of people that came before me. They're no longer physically here, but their energy, their essence, their spirit has to live on somewhere. So I've always believed there's a higher guidance out there. Because if you stop and look at planet Earth, you see the beautiful oceans, you see animals, you see trees, you see all these fantastic creation. And I know I didn't create this. We can create material things, but as far as nature, naturally that's here, this is a gift to us. So the intelligence of this universe, I call it source energy or higher guidance, intelligence, that created me, my thoughts, my being, whatever that is, whoever that is, I am going to seek that. I'm going to find that. And the moment I was able to tap into higher source energy, guidance, spirit, oh my God. And I've always had this where I'm going to search for my spirit guide, in my own secret space. And, I just feel like it's there. It's sometimes you get these inspirational thoughts or ideas or how we connected. This is by divine guidance, and yeah, but it's personal for each person. I cannot tell that person how to find it. You have to have the desire within to want to get this awaken, get this calling. And in your quiet space, just talk to yourself. Just reflect, stop in that quiet moment, get in a peaceful space and reflect on your life, what it is you want, what is it you desire, where do you see yourself in the future? How do you see yourself, contributing to society? What are your goals? Having goals is so important. I have fears. There's times when I still worry about things and I think about things, but I realize we all came from somewhere. We're going somewhere. We all have doubts and fears and worries, but am I going to let those overpower the love, my focus, my goals, my ambitions? No. So that's some of the advice that I have to give.
Wow, you said it so beautifully, man. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
I tell you this, couple of pointers I took from what you just said, and one of the things that you mentioned, which is really important. So, having a partner, having a support team, having somebody that on your side so you can relate to, so you can share. And this is what this group is about. We're family here. We're open. We're here for you, no matter what trauma you had in the past, no matter what you've been through in the past. We all are here. Everybody been through, everybody have a story. Every story is unique in their own way. Every individual has their own ability to do certain stuff and certain speed. So like you said it so beautifully, it's different for everybody. But one thing is so common and it's really necessary and it's mandatory, it's necessary, should be first priority, that as women, we must put ourselves first. And we are guilty of that what we do is that we are so caring, we're so nurture, we're so taught, and we inherited this thing that woman's supposed to keep giving. And it's been generation and generation and generation in every country, not just the United States, in every country. And subconsciously, even the new generation, even the new kids that are coming in, they're a little bit better than us, but at the same time, we are, as a woman, we always have this habit of putting someone else before us and care for someone else before us. And self-care, a lot of people that are saying that, well, yeah, it's important, but I feel like your mental health, your perception, your mindset is before your exercise, before your diet, before all these other things that you mentioned, money, job, title, all of that stuff, because you are the universe. You create this for yourself. So if you are not here, none of those things are going to exist.
Yes.
None of those things are going to exist. So that's why I wanted to get a perspective from you. And like you said yourself, our spirit I said, if you see, when I do Sundays, when I do meditation with you guys, is that I always say your physical body is home for your spirit. So even if you're looking at it from the health perspective, what kind of home you're creating for your spirit? So if you're eating unhealthy, and if you're not working out, and if you're not meditating, and if you're not doing yoga or some type of activity, drinking water or whatever, you're destroying home for your spirit. It's not about the diet and confusion of all these world that's, oh, you have to look in a certain way to look sexy or whatever, whatever. But just from that perspective of like, I have home that my spirit live, and I'm obligated to take care of that home and provide a good home for my spirit. And that's what self-care, self-love means. Don't you agree?
Yeah, because this is your vessel. This is the only body we have to carry us through. And if we don't take care of it, we won't be good for ourselves and anyone else. So you have to start first by truly nourishing and taking care of your mind. Your mind is everything. Without the mind, the body will not follow. So, there was a quote that was given to me. If I can find it, I thought it was really awesome. And I think I have it here. It's, let's see if I can find it. Won't be long. It said, keep a tight security on the gate of your mind so that only positive thoughts are allowed to enter and only words of wisdom are allowed to exit. And your mind is everything. You have to guide it. You have to protect it, because that is where the battlefield starts, with negativity, doubts, worry, frustration, guilt. And sometimes it's not the outside world, it's your own self thoughts that you have. And so, because we're not perfect beings, we try to perfect that. But I think every day, if you wake up consciously, say, okay, I have to live for tomorrow, for today, for the future. Am I eating to live for now or for the future? Do I have responsibility? Do I love myself? I mean, the greatest love of all is really, truly loving yourself. I know some people might think that is selfish. It is not. Because if I don't love myself, how can I love you? How can I give love? How can I give something that I don't have? So it's really important that we find within ourselves first. We're bombarded with, just fast pace, everything fast. And going before, not to go off topic, but as far as with this pandemic, I know a lot of bad things is happening right now, but in its light, I find appreciation for what is happening, because this pandemic has allowed me to slow down. It's kind of like it has put a pause on everything. The planet, the earth needed to re-cleanse itself. It allowed me not to be so fast going, like rushing out the door, taking the kids off to school. And gosh, it's like I finally had a moment to just stop for a minute, work on my business, work on myself, think clearly, have clarity, how to create better, so in everything, you just have to find something good and really love yourself first, and find your purpose.
Wow, great. Now, my fascination with you is that you have 4 beautiful daughters, and you're an entrepreneur, and you are a wife, and you have partner, and you running everything, and you seem to be like caring for yourself very well, which I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about, how do you find a balance of like how you set up your day to not to go crazy? And I mean, I'm sure you do, but just to
happened sometimes. So to be honest, what I do and what has worked for me, I become in that moment whatever I am focused on. So if I have to focus on the hair, I become the hairstylist. If I'm cooking, I become the cook in that moment. If I'm cleaning, I become the cleaner in the moment. If I'm teaching, I become the teacher in the moment. So I'm able to go in compartments in my mind and transform into whatever I'm focused on. I don't know how I developed that, but that's something that works for me. Because if you stop and really think about everything you're doing, you're frustrated. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. This is just too much for me. I cannot do this. But I just really focus only on what I'm doing in that moment. And sometimes you have to go through some, chaos to really build your mind. Some stress are necessary. But I don't think about it. I just say, this is a responsibility that I created, and I just have to do it, because it's not going to last forever. My young daughters, they're going to grow up and be adults. So I appreciate this moment that I have, even though sometimes it drives me crazy, but I know at some point they're going to be out the door and off living their adult life. So I put the work in now, because later I will pay for the reward, having the time to sit back and relax and, have a cup of tea or a lemonade and just watch them flourish in life. So I just tell people, try not to think about it. Don't block your mind out of the frustration, the overwhelm, and just focus on what you're doing, and just think of it as, I'm building my children. I have this moment with them right now. It won't last forever. Because sometimes, like my husband lost his son to a terrible car accident when he was 21, but he was so grateful to had the moment with him for those few years of his life. Actually, it's funny because he was in college, and I literally took him out and got him build on his business that they worked together on. And it was like, that was a message from the universe to prepare him to spend these last few months, years with him, because he knew he was going to be taken away from him. And that was the best thing he did. So sometimes we just have to invest and sacrifice and invest the time right then and there, because you never know if today's going to be the last for me or for my child. You don't want to regret, oh, I'm so frustrated, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm so tired of this, you get on my nerves, go sit over there. Because what if you don't have that moment to get back again? So that's what works for me.
You're such a beautiful person inside out. You're such a beautiful.
Life prepares me for this, and I realize it. So I try to do my best. But thank you.
You are the best. You are the best. I'm so sorry about your son, and like you said, yes, present moment. Focus on the present moment.
Yes.
Stay here. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. Stay in the present moment, and you develop this habit of staying in the present moment. Like me, like you said, if I'm a cleaner, I'm a cleaner. If I'm a cook, I'm a cook. If I'm a mom,
Yes.
I'm a mom. And if I'm a wife, I'm a wife. If I'm going to have sex, I'm a sexy girl. And
Yes.
put myself into that position, and then say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do, and that's what makes us the best. And what you said is so important, not to have regret in life and look back and say, I should have, could have, would have. And that is the thing. Amen to that, to what you said. What are some of your rituals that you do to keep yourself happy and love yourself? Do you have any ritual? Do you meditate? What do you do?
Yeah, so I first wake up and I start my motivational message. I have a particular message that I start my day off with. And first of all, I do start my day off with gratitude every morning. It's embedded in me, where I'm like, thank you for today, thank you for preparing this day, whatever it's going to be, just guide me and protect me throughout this moment. So I start my day off with that, and I normally play soft background music, relaxation, to set the mood. Then I have times when I listen to politics news, but for the most part, I just keep every day listen to audiobooks or read, or just get creative in my mind, and have those quiet moments where I connect with higher sense of spirit, and just have those self-talk with myself. And it's I realize, because sometimes everyone is not on your same level, so you cannot connect with another person if they don't understand who you are. So I have find having my space and my circle, like my children, my spouse, because we're so connected alike, it makes it so much easier. So I don't have a desire to be out in the world and just connect with everyone, because everyone cannot relate with me. Because sometimes if people don't understand you and what your concept or believe, they will try to deteriorate you or make you feel like you're less than someone, or they might think, oh, who do you think you are? You think you're better than me? Or, so just keeping my space small and listen to uplifting, positive music, message, audio every single day, because that negative force, I swear, it's like knocking, always waiting on that door, for any moment to creep in and get you off guard. And like the message that I posted a day ago, literally whenever I start to have those self-thoughts or negative thoughts, I tell myself, okay, what am I grateful for? What am I thankful for? And it helps. So you just have to just ask your spirit guide or ask higher spirit to give you a nudge, to remind you of things why am I grateful today? Or what can I do to stay focused today? And surround yourself with positive people, people who care about you, because that's your support team.
Girl, you're in the right place. I'm in the right place with you.
Thank you. That, because people try to steal your energy like vampires, and you have to protect and guard yourself, just like how you guard your mind. You literally have to guard yourself in space. And because if I have lots of good energy, like, you might want to take it. And if I give you all, I lose myself. So you have to be selfish in a way and say, okay, I'm going to give you a bit, but I still have to guard what I have. So yeah.
Perfect.
Thank
So
you.
that's a really good routine you have. You just literally protect yourself. You're not apologizing for it. You're putting yourself first.
Yes.
Giving yourself self-talk. You every time you go down, you think about the things that you have that is already there, that is exist, that you give yourself a gratitude for those, staying in a present moment and enjoying every minute of your life, doing whatever you're doing because you don't want to have regret. Such a great advice for the ladies in this group that are suffering
Thank
from
you.
anxiety, stress, or depression, or if they had trauma in the back, or they did went through a lot of pain and suffering, and now they're trying to bettering themselves, and we're so proud of them, the whole group, including you. So one message for the group, what would you say to the ladies in the group right now, that what
Well,
they have to do to start living life and creating a life that they can absolutely love?
okay, so it's funny because I was doing some research and I came across this article, and the how should I put it? The abbreviation is CBT, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. And what that is, if you're like maybe seeking to speak with a therapist or someone to help you with depression, anxiety, it's a behavioral therapy where it's self-taught. You have to retrain your mind, reprogram your mind to focus on positive and not negative. So it's not an easy fix, but you have to start day one, like today in this moment. If you have made up your mind to say, I want a better life, I want to better myself, I want to be a better person for myself, also for my spouse, for my children, for this planet, just for society, just to give myself that push, you have to find the time to dedicate to speaking positivity in your life. And you have to start by doing that now, and watch your self-talk. Self-talk. It is so important because you might not be conscious of what you're thinking, but you have to find that sense to become conscious, because that is the important, because we have unconscious and subconscious patterns in our mind, and we're not aware that we're thinking this way or we're reacting this way because it's embedded in us for so long. So you have to search and find a time when you could start recognizing those thoughts that are in your mind. Get connected to the mind is the most important, powerful thing there is. And once you're connected to that, you can hear those voices, you can recognize those patterns, monitor your behavior, how you react every day. What do you react to? What ticks you off? Is it driving in the car and a person cut you off? You get upset really easy because it's like a ripple effect. If you start out having a bad day, bad mood, you don't change that. You're going to continue having that. You're going to be frustrated. You come home, the children's making noise, your spouse, you're going to be overwhelmed. You don't have peace. You have to get peace, get still, get quiet, get, peace of mind, and say no. Sometimes you just have to tell your mind, stop, no, enough is enough. I am in control, because if you're not in control of your thoughts are going to be in control of you. So it's not an easy fix, but you just have to be determined. Today is the day that I'm going to make that decision to change my life for the better, for the people who love and care about me. So when I am no longer here, they can say, you know what? At least I tried. At least I did something. Because your energy, your essence live on. Who are you going to be when you're no longer here? What do you want to give the world? You want to give the world love, frustration, hate? It's easy to be at the bottom. It's easy to be hateful and envy and greed and jealousy. But we have to rise above that. Find enlightenment, a higher awakeness. Get connected to spirit, to higher calling, and seek and search and get that desire, and things will start to change. So that's my advice for everyone, not to give up, stay strong. If you're alive today, that means you're here for a reason. There's still hope. Find a support group and people who love and support you.
Wow, that is so true. Especially time right now, more than ever, we need to connect more than ever. We have to give love. We have to respect each other. We have to build each other up. And
Yes.
like you said, what you said is really important is that you have to find that balance. You have to, when you hear those negative voice in your head, you have to say stop. You have to say to it that enough is enough, and take control of that. And I love the fact that you said that, because a lot of us, we just go, and awareness that what ticks you off, what do you do, write it down. From the time you get up till the time you go to bed, what's there that actually tick you off and put you in that
Yes.
negative and this a victim type mentality.
Yes, it is true because when you and a lot of time is it's what's in our past, because the way you're brought up, you have to go back and search in your childhood. What is that blockage? What is blocking me from moving forward? Is it something that my parents told me about myself? You're not pretty, or you're no good, or your spouse, your partner brought you down to a point where you just start to believe those lies. Those are blockage that are there, and we have to overcome that and set goals. When you're so busy focused on what you're building, you have no time to think about someone else. And don't compare yourself. I find myself doing that sometimes. I start my business and I might compare myself to another person's website. Oh my God, I'm not. Then I have to catch myself and say, Karene, focus on you, your goal, because what I'm building is good enough for someone out there who needs what I am building, because it's plenty to go around. There's no need to have to focus on competition and try to steal from someone else, because this universe has plentiful. So we have to find time to set goals. We're so busy where honestly, I have no time to think about you, young lady or guy, whatever you're doing, because I'm so busy building on me. So that's something we have to do, set goals. And if you're a home wife and your job is to take care of the home or take care of your children or to be a cook, whatever you're doing, love it. Do it to the best of your ability, and give your all in that. And don't compare yourself. Yeah.
Amen to that. Amen.
And definitely before I go, eat good food, because when you eat more fruits and vegetable and drink good water, it really helps your mind. So that's really important, because sometimes we might want to start thinking positive or change our way of being, but if we're not feeding our body alkaline food, food to keep us alive, then we're not going to rise above. We're going to stay in that low vibrational state. So we have to start feeding our body good nutritional food. Fruits and vegetable. If you can get organic, it's better. If you cannot, fresh is better. Fresh frozen vegetable or fresh fruits. I know everyone can't afford to do this, but you got to think about you're investing in yourself, the quality. Sometimes, like I can go to the dollar store, spend $10 and get 10 items, or I could spend that $10 and buy something that's so valuable that I'm going to reap the benefit later. So it's not about quality, quantity, it's about quality. So we have to really start thinking about this vessel, invest in it, have a taste for quality and good food, and your life will start to change.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're so right. You're so right. Everything kind of goes together. If everything
Yes.
with your look, with your health and your activities that you do, your mindset, you're training yourself, you're loving yourself, everything. Thank you so much. You are
You're
an
very
amazing
welcome.
human being, and I'm so glad you're part of this group. And this is what I want you to do: stay in the group and work together. And I'm gonna bring you back, because I want these women to hear you, to see you, how beautiful your mom, your wife, your entrepreneur. You look amazing. You're putting yourself
Thank you.
first. Yes, and these are the stuff that we have to show other women that are like, listen, it's doable. It's doable. Like you said, if you have to say no, you have to say no, and be it in the present moment. Do as much as you can. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Give yourself a time. Be kind to yourself. Make time for yourself. Love yourself first, so you can give love. If you don't love yourself, if you don't have anything, you can't give it. So you headed everything right on the spot, and I thank you so much for coming over here and sharing your wisdom and experience with us.
Thank you. Well, everyone, please stay strong. We're all in this together. Stay beautiful and healthy. We could do it. We can. We're made for this. We're like Mother Earth. We're Mother Nature. So we can do it.
Oh, yeah, and I always say that women are much, much stronger than men, even though men are physically stronger, but mentally we're much stronger. Because I mean, it's not for nothing. Think about it. We are creating this world. We carry the
Yes.
baby. We give birth to a
Yes.
baby. So guess what? We're more important than them. And I don't
Oh
want to.
yeah. And I have four. And I was told when I went through one of my classes, when you have a child internally, it takes 5 years for you internally to heal. I have four. My youngest is 9, 11, 13, and 14-year-old. And I'm 37. I don't mind saying my age. So if I had four back to back and been through situations that I haven't spoke about, and I could be here now, is nothing but the creator resided in me, giving me that chance to shine, to show the world that if you embrace higher guidance, spirit, higher love, self-love, that spirit guide, that universal power can manifest within your life. So I give no credit to me. This is to higher energy source, that's rebuilding me, rebirthing me to be able to speak on the higher essence, because there's two energy, good and bad, and I represent light, I represent good. And so that's my testimony to tell everyone, you just have to learn to give up the darkness, get away from negativity, and go towards the light. And if you have a heart, cleanse your heart, focus on your heart, because that's everything. And from there, everything will start to shed light, because you see me on the outside, but you don't know my heart on the inside. So I could smile with you, but inside I could be really bended, how should I say, have a hateful heart towards you, because it's a mask. So really seek who you are within, because you can fake it, or you could, put on a front that you're a good person. So you have to cleanse your heart, work on your heart first before you could really change and be who you really want to be.
Oh yeah, no, the credit goes to you, because the fact that you realize just to simply reach that higher level of knowing that there is somebody's watching over you, you have a faith and you believe in that, and that's why you above giving birth to 4 beautiful children, and you are, and like you said, you're doing it because you actually went out of your way to reach that faith
Oh
higher,
yeah.
and you said to
Oh
yourself that
yeah.
you can do that. So I really appreciate it. I thank you so much for coming over here. Stay with us, and then we'll bring you back
Thank you.
again. And
All
then,
right.
yes, we're going to continue, see how you're doing with everything. Share with us your wisdom and take us to this journey. And I really appreciate this.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, you have an awesome day, hon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.